Hello, 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 and welcome to today's training where I will teach you the steel mace signature move, the 360. Now, unfortunately, the New Zealand weather is not playing ball and I can't coach outside. So my space is a little bit limited in my studio, but I will try my very best to demonstrate this movement. But if you haven't seen me doing it, you probably have. I'm just going to have to go into a lunch. The 360 movement is this, okay? It's a pretty awesome, badass movement. If you are going to attempt it inside, be very careful, okay? Although at the beginning, you would be choking the mace. So you're kind of, oops. Yep, and exactly, this is, this is exactly why there was my smoke alarm, why you need to be very careful when you're inside, okay? I hope I didn't break it. So watch out for your chandeliers, watch out for your objet d'art, watch out for your walls as well, okay? But I can demonstrate the movement in the lunge or even kneeling, so yeah. Exactly, okay? So let's break down the 360. So I'm going to teach you how to do it if you're just starting out, okay? Now, if you are slightly unnerved by this movement and you're kind of thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to swing a 4 or 5, 6, excuse me, kilo mace behind my back? We're going to break it down step by step and make it really easy, okay? My advice would be, though, be extremely patient, okay? This movement takes a lot of time to master. You shouldn't expect to master it in one session, okay? The potential to hurt yourself is quite high if you're not doing it correctly. So please do not rush the process. I don't normally teach beginners how to do the 360, okay? I normally coach people for a few months before I attempt it, but I just really want to show you how I coach movements inside the Warrior Woman program, how I break it down so it suits any level of skill, fitness, and ability, okay? I can totally teach beginners, but I generally kind of like to lay a little bit more foundation. And certainly if you decide to jump into the Warrior Woman program, know that this is not where you would be starting out with the 360, okay? You're going to be starting out on other movements that will be laying the foundation for you to be able to do the 360 at some point with ease, because you need to build strength in your shoulders, strength in your upper body, and also know how to engage your core to support the movement, okay? Realize that you're gonna have a 4 kilo mace ball pretty much just flying around your body, okay? It's incredibly dynamic. It's gonna kind of hit you from every single direction because the movement is almost kind of semicircular, okay? So let me know if you're joining me live. Hi. Someone is. That's awesome, okay? If you have your mace, then obviously do it with me if you've got space. Don't knock off your smoke alarms like I just have. Be very careful, okay? But we'll be choking the mace for a little while. If you're fortunate enough to have a pleasant weather, which I don't today, it's like super windy and it's raining, then do it outside, okay? The 360 is wonderful to do outside. And then at the end of the training also, we will combine the 360 with a squat, which is a super lovely combo, okay? Yeah, totally. Yeah. Just as I was talking about the objet d'art, I knocked off my smoke alarm. Yeah, I've actually put quite a bit of dents in my ceiling as well. Trying to do movements that I should probably be doing outside. I take the mace everywhere and I train outside as much as I can. If obviously I can't show you outside today because the wind is really messing up the sound. But otherwise I will train myself in any weather outside, in wind, in rain. It's lovely to be out in the elements, okay? So how do we start with the 360? What's really nice at the beginning is to slowly start training your brain to be putting heavy objects behind your head where your eyes can't see it, okay? So your brain naturally doesn't like movements where you're putting something heavy behind your head because you can't see it, okay? So that's why these movements are often a little bit unnerving for people, and they feel kind of a little bit scary, okay? So what we can do at the beginning, and I'm going to go into a kneeling position, okay? Because I don't want to be putting any more dents into my ceiling. So, but you stand up. When you're doing all these movements, please make sure that you are really stabilizing your glutes, tightening your abs, and compressing the shoulder blades down, okay? Otherwise, you're going to be arching in the lower back, and that's going to put some serious tension into your back, okay? The aim of this movement is to condition the stability in your core. So your core needs to be locked and stable. It mustn't kind of move with the mace. The mace is moving around the body while the core is stabilizing the spine, okay? So hold your mace somewhere, okay? I would suggest go at least halfway, even a little bit higher, okay? And your hands need to be together. So every time you're choking the mace, and if you watch the mace fundamentals, I talk about it quite a bit. This is called choking the mace, yeah? That means that you're decreasing the leverage, okay? So the movement becomes easier. And so what we're going to do first, we're just going to go to one side, to one shoulder, and then try just to cast the mace over the shoulder, okay? So that is just training your brain to realize that it is totally okay to be moving a heavy metal object behind, okay? If I show you sideways, yeah, really, you're standing, you're not kneeling. I'm kneeling because I don't have the height, the space, okay? But you are standing if you can. If you can, then kneel down as well. But it's a lot harder to kneel down and do this, okay? So tuck the glutes under, really squeeze the abs, compress the shoulder blades down. And what you're doing, you're just going to be casting the mace behind your head, okay? So see how that feels. If you need to, choke it up even more, okay? It is all right at the beginning just to kind of feel the mace and how it affects your body, all right? Then let's swap the grip and then go on the other side. See how that goes, okay? If you've chosen your dominant side the first time round, then this one might feel a little bit different, okay? So let's just go with this. This is kind of like a little prep work before the 360, okay? So let me know how you went with this, and then we're going to take it up a notch, okay? So again, just holding the mace somewhere, choking it. You are going to place it behind your head, okay? If I show you from here, you mustn't do this, obviously, yeah? You will compress the shoulders down, squeeze the glutes, tighten the core, and then you're just holding the mace here. From here, you're just going to try to swing the mace, yeah? If I show you from behind, it's kind of like a pizza shape. You just kind of slowly trying to move the mace from side to side. Don't go too big on this movement, yeah? Switch your grip and then try the other way. Again, you're just trying to train your body. You're just feeling what it is like to have the mace moving behind the body, yeah? If you have limited range in your chest or in your triceps, this is going to be quite tricky, okay? Because ideally, your triceps should be basically kind of perpendicular to the ground, okay? So just do a bit of swinging here. See how that feels for you. Swap grips, yeah? And then see how you go. So that's another kind of foundational movement to prep your body for this, okay? It's okay to just leave it at this for a little while as well, okay? If you feel like you're being quite challenged, maybe you feel like you've got quite bit of tightness in the triceps, maybe you can't open your chest so much, then perhaps just practice these two movements for a little while before you attempt the full 360, okay? But if you are ready for it, then let's go. If you've got any questions, just pop them in the chat box. If you're watching on YouTube, then just pop a comment in there and I'll answer it when I see it, okay? So let's break down the 360. Choke the mace, okay? Definitely choke the mace. The first part of the movement is, again, engage the core, okay? So glutes firmly under, compress the abs together. So the way you stabilize your abs is that you're kind of trying to fan together the top rib and your pubic bone, yeah? And then shoulders down. You need to be compressing the shoulders down the whole time you're doing the 360. You mustn't allow your shoulders to rise up, okay? This is a lovely kind of pulling exercise. So when the mace travels around your body, then you pull it in, okay? Which is conditioning your back. All right, let's do it. So which direction you're going to swing? Your top index finger, so your top hand, will give you the direction, okay? So point your index finger of the top hand, yeah? And that's the way you're going to be going. If you are this way, then you're going that way, okay? It's always good after every repetition to confirm which way you're going. There are so many things to concentrate on. It's really easy to get confused and then go the other way. It's not going to be the end of the world, but this is the correct way, okay? So I'm going to go this way. The first part of the movement is you kind of almost using the mace as a block. You want to angle it towards the shoulder, the direction you're going into, okay? So you're going from this, really compressing, elbows in, everything is nice and tight. You're going to block, yeah? This is the block movement. So you're kind of angling it. Then you are going to swing it behind you in that pizza shape, and then you're going to bring it back over the shoulder, okay? What's the most common mistake I see with people is that they overswing it, and then it's really difficult to bring it in, okay? How to prevent it? You're obviously going to have to learn how far to swing, but also keeping the shoulders in, elbows, and keeping them here. Flaring the elbows out will just encourage the mace to swing far away, okay? So really tighten them in and really compressing the shoulders down and then bringing it back, okay? At the beginning, I urge you to reset your form after every single repetition. So every time you come in here, you're going to re-engage the glutes, the abs, and really compress the shoulder blades down, okay? So let's go again. I'm going this way. Everything is tight. Block, cast, bring it back. Yeah? Block, cast, bring it back. At the beginning, your mace is not going to swing very much. So I'm just going to open some windows. It's quite muggy. At the beginning, your mace is not going to swing that much because your grip is going to be so tight on it. I call that the wide knuckle grip because you're worried. You haven't mastered the movement yet, okay? Excuse me. So, eventually the mace is going to fly around your body and then you're just controlling the trajectory, okay? At the beginning, it's going to be quite robotic and it's going to be quite controlled cast, okay? As you learn this movement, eventually it's going to start swinging on its own. You don't actually have to put that much conscious effort into swinging it. It will happen on its own. I see it every single time on clients, okay? As they kind of relax their grip, then their mace is going to start swinging. At the beginning, it's going to be very much quite heavily controlled, slow down, because you haven't trained your brain to just let go of it, and you need to build the trust in your body to do this, okay? Any questions about this? And obviously, we're going to go the other way as well. So switch your grip, yeah? And then you're going to go the other way. It is totally normal to feel like it's going quite well one way and it's not going so well the other way. All right. That's totally normal. You will eventually kind of even it out. Okay. So there, over the shoulder, and then come back. Okay. Let me know how you're going with this. Okay. How does it feel for you? And if you have any questions about this movement. All right. This is pretty much it. So you need to put in the work. You need to put in, continuous training and mastering the movement. It takes at least 300 goes to master a movement. Okay. There is a lot of trust involved in this because you need to be able to trust your body to be able to bring the mace back and to kind of perform the movement safely. Okay. I have never seen anyone hurt themselves in this. Yeah. And I've coached over 200 people. People will sometimes kind of shave their, touch their head with their arms rather than the mace. I sometimes have kind of shaved my shoulder blades with the mace. Okay. And I think people have experienced that. That is usually when people cannot, when they have really tight triceps. Yeah. If you've got limitations in your shoulders and in your triceps and in your chest, the kind of the urge is to arch the back. And then you might not be able to really safely swing the mace behind you. Okay. So when people do that, it's kind of like it's going to be shaving your shoulder blades because you just don't have the mobility. If that's your case, that's okay, but you just need to work on opening the chest, increasing shoulder mobility, and then stretching your triceps to be able to do that. But saying that, doing the 360 movement will actually do all of that. I have had clients who couldn't do up their bra at the back. And after doing the 360 for a while, they kind of can. Because the 360, like the mace, because it's behind you, it's using traction to stretch you out. Yeah. And that's what I love about the steel mace movements is that it's not only a strength movement, but it has a really large component of mobility. Okay. Especially when you're just at the beginning using quite light mace, it's literally like a weighted mobility. I often do the 360 with a light mace when I just want to, when I've been on the computer and I've got quite locked up thoracic spine, or when I feel like I'm slightly slouched for whatever reason, usually a lot of computer work, it really opens you up. It's really delicious. Okay. So even if you don't have a full range in your shoulders and nice flexibility in your triceps, just keep doing this. Just make sure you're safe. Okay. If the mace slightly shaves your butt or your shoulder blades, it's okay. It's just like a little, okay. It's not like you're not going to hurt yourself and really mess yourself up. Okay. So keep working on it because it will open up your chest and your thoracic spine beautifully. Okay. Let's run through a few more repetitions, shall we? I don't think. Oh, what position for the feet? That's a really good question. Thank you. Okay. You want to be super grounded, okay? Obviously, I haven't showed this because I had to kneel down, but I'm going to show it here without, I could actually demonstrate it with a club bell, which is shorter. So the 360, imagine you're swinging a 4-kilo ball around your body. Not only you're building strength in your shoulders, you're building stability in the core. Stability means that you are stabilizing areas of your body to resist rotation. Okay, so your core is mainly designed to protect your spine. Most people will put their back out when they kind of turn and lift. Okay, so this is conditioning your core to stop rotation. So you're not going with the mace. You are locking and stabilizing, and you just swinging the mace around your body while this remains really solid. So the most grounded you will be, in my opinion, is when your feet are hip width apart. Okay. The way you lock the glutes is that you're trying to twist your feet inside your shoes or on the ground. You're not actually physically twisting them, but you're just pretending. As soon as you do that, and try it now. As soon as you do that, you feel your glutes really turn on, okay? So that's how you create stability in the glutes. You need to, because otherwise your 360 will look like this, and that's no good. I already feel the tension in my back, yeah? Then you're going to compress the abs, and then you're going to push the shoulder blades down. So this is the kind of the most grounded, solid stance. If you feel more comfortable with your toes slightly out, go for that, okay? But I generally coach feet going forward because they will allow you to kind of really turn the feet out and engage the glutes, okay? And so from here, I'm going to demonstrate the 360 with a club bell, okay? So just imagine it's the same thing. Well, it's not the same thing, but it's it will allow me a bit more space, yeah? So I'm going to go in this direction. I'm going to lock everything, yeah? So this is where you're going essentially, okay? I'm locking, yeah? I'm going to block, go over the shoulder. I'm going to really support the movement with really stabilized core, okay? If I show you back movement, obviously imagine that I'm holding a mace rather than a club, yeah? And obviously you will go probably slightly slower, okay? So amazing question. Thank you. That's where you're at. Yeah. Let me know if that makes sense. I won't coach the squat because I won't have time, the space for that. Okay. So I will just coach that some other time. Any other questions? Thanks for joining me live. There's 4 people on today. That's awesome. The 360 it really is the signature movement. It is when it starts flowing, it is really quite hard to describe kind of feeling in your body. I have also read somewhere that it cleanses your body's energetic field. So if you are a woman that's slightly, I don't want to say woo-woo, but kind of a touch of woo-woo, and you believe in, obviously we all have energetic fields, we know that, because sometimes when you're at a party, a person will walk into the room and you feel it. You absolutely feel the energy they have, okay? So we have energetic fields around our body. And I have read that swinging the mace in a circular motion around your body like that cleanses your energetic field. That's why it feels so amazing to do the 360 outside, okay? It's obviously, as you saw, it's pretty dangerous to do it inside. For those of you who are joining a little bit later, I knocked off my smoke alarm from my studio. It's too windy and too rainy to be running the training outside today. But see if you can do it outside in your garden. Take your mace to the beach. It's so easy to chuck it at the back of the car and try the 360 outside. There's just something about it, okay? And you will almost like not only harness the energy of nature and maybe the wind or breeze, or, if you're near an ocean, then all the kind of negative ions that come from seawater, but you're also cleansing your energetic field. So whatever is kind of disturbing and polluting your energetic field, you're kind of releasing into the atmosphere as well. So if you are slightly kind of tapped into that, that kind of stuff, then it's quite potent. There's something about it. Like when I do it, I actually do about once a month. I do 100 360s each way. And that's my kind of workout. And I measure how fast I can do it. It just feels really good because once you get the mace going, it's you just controlling the trajectory, but you don't actually have to create any kind of momentum to get it because you've created the momentum. It's kind of like, if you like those strong men that pull really heavy trucks, it takes a lot of effort to get the truck moving, but once it gets moving, it's actually, you're just kind of controlling where it's going. And it's the same with the 360. Once you do it for a little while, then you basically just get it going and it's going. Yeah. It's a really nice feeling, but that takes a little while. So have a patience with it, okay? At the beginning, I'm afraid your 360 is going to look quite clunky, robotic, and not smooth at all. Yeah. So, yeah, but you know, eventually, see, I'm not actually creating. This is not much effort. My core is under effort because obviously I'm resisting the rotation. But you can see how this will feel amazing, right? You just kind of swinging it around the body, okay? But trust the process. If you put the work in, this will happen completely naturally. Your mace will just start flowing. Obviously, at the beginning, it's hard to get it flowing if you're choking it. Yeah? You kind of can. You can start kind of releasing your grip on it a little bit and let it swing, okay? So have patience with it. It takes a little while, but it is. It is one of the absolute signature movements. It's my favorite. So as I was saying, I do like once a month. I test my 360s and I'll go outside and I'll do 100 each way, and that's all I do. It's my workout. I think it takes me about 12 minutes, and then I kind of measure it, and it's awesome because afterwards I feel like I'm done. Because as you can see, you need to engage every single muscle in your body. Some muscles are moving, some muscles are stabilizing, okay? Oh, hello, Gretel. This is our lovely Gretel who has jumped into the Warrior Woman, and I think you've done your first flow yesterday. I see myself sort of sinking in the direction I'm swinging. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah, you just need to kind of need to get used to it and just really lock. Yeah, maybe slow it down a little bit. No one has probably been swinging things behind their backs in their exercise routines. Before I discovered the club bells, I have never swung anything behind my head. There's nothing in the gym where you put things behind your head. Maybe triceps extend, like maybe tricep work, maybe a little bit, but you're not actually swinging it. It is unnerving. It's totally scary. And your brain is freaking out because it's like, oh my God, I can't see it. Your brain really loves to see things, especially heavy metal things you are moving around your body. So things that you think that you need to teach your brain, it's okay, brain, I've got this. I've practiced this. I'm totally cool with swinging a heavy metal object behind my head. Just trust me on that, okay? So, you just have to be patient with it. Gretel, it's the movement that got me into it. Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally. I mean, when you see someone on the beach doing the 360, you can combine it into flows. You can combine it. I mean, there is a beautiful flow. Gretel, it's the lower body flow. It's a little bit down. It's quite advanced, but it's basically 360 squat, 360 squat, 360 lateral lunge, 360 lateral lunge, and then going into rotational lunge. So it's 3 lower body movements going each way, and in between you do 360. So the 360 is just delicious to combine into flows, but on its own, I filmed a whole bunch of strength training workouts for the Warrior Woman program yesterday, and I used the 360 in the interval training sessions as well because it is so potent, not only for mobility in the chest, the thoracic spine, the shoulders, the flexibility in the triceps, but also obviously wicked core strength. And once you start really swinging the mace around your body, you're going to feel it. You're going to suddenly realize that you've got some pretty strong core. Not just the kind of show off muscles, but the deep core, the ones that are really important for us to stabilize our spine and column, and the ones that give us a really lovely posture. Okay, so if you notice yourself walking much taller and your posture massively improving after Mace training, that is because of its conditioning your core and lovely, opening your shoulders and chest in a lovely way. But I love that That is the movement, Gretel, that got you into it. Yeah, totally. I mean, imagine you just take it down to the beach and just flow with it. People would be just like, oh my God, this is something amazing. People are really drawn to it because it's so primal, okay? People are not necessarily drawn to a deadlift, but I can tell you that people will be drawn to 360. Yeah, it just feels really good. Well, that's a great workout, 100. I love it for the new year. Yeah, it's my kind of like, maybe I don't do it every month, but I do it now and then when I just don't have that much time and I just take it outside, take it with me somewhere, and I go 100 each way. I don't do 100 in one go, like 100 on one side in one go. I usually switch 10 and 10 and 10 and 10. And then I kind of measure the time just to kind of give myself a bit of a benchmark how I go. And I have just recently started doing that, the whole 100 with the 6 kilo mace. So this is 2.5 years of solid training, and I can only just do it with the 6 kilo mace. Yeah, for quite some time I was doing 5 kilo mace for 20 or 10, and then 6 and mix and match. So I just kind of got to that. So this is just to tell you to not rush the process, okay? It takes a while. The difference between 4 kilo mace and a 5 and a 6 is phenomenal, okay? If you've got experience with dumbbells, you know that going up 1 kilo, it's not that noticeable, but I can tell you that going up 1 kilo or 2 kilos in a mace is phenomenally different. The 6 is a beast. It took me months and months to be able to perform some of the movements with the 6 kilo mace, but that's 2.5 years of consistent training. Okay, so know that you will master it. There's a lot going on, as you can see it. These are incredibly complex movements that recruit most of your muscles and have a massive loading on your nerves, so on your nervous system as well. So don't be surprised if with mace training you get that kind of neural fatigue. Yeah, so you'll get muscle fatigue as well, but don't underestimate the neurological fatigue, which is often worse. Okay, so if you feel kind of like a bit drained sometimes, if you're mastering new movements, then you need to let your nervous system relax a bit, because think that there's something controlling your muscles, and that is your nerves. There's the brain and the big nerves, and then going into the small nerves. So if you suddenly start doing a really different type of training that you've never done before, and one that is so multidimensional and so complex, be prepared for muscle fatigue and the neurological fatigue as well, okay? Choking means moving up on the mace. Yes, yeah? Choking is moving up. So if I explain the phenomenon of the choking, obviously, when you're swinging the mace full length, yeah, the heavy bit is really far away from your body, yeah? So you can see that has an incredible loading on my body. If I choke it, not as much. I'm able to control the mace so much better, and it's so much easier. You're obviously not reducing the weight, but you're reducing the traction, okay? Same with, you can do movements like flag squats, yeah? So obviously going here is difficult, right? But if I'm here, not so much, okay? So that is the principle of choking the mace, yeah? You're reducing the traction. So you're essentially reducing how far the heaviest bit of the mace is from your body, yeah? So that's called choking, yeah. We use that in clubhouse as well, yeah? Amazing. I love that, Gretel. You're so amazing. Gretel has done all of my programs that I ever released. She's like my biggest fan, but she is incredible. So thank you, Gretel. And now she's in the Warrior Woman already swinging the mace. Maybe not quite swinging, but moving it anyway. So that's awesome. Thank you for joining me too. So if you have any questions, just keep them coming. If you're watching on the replay, ask away. The Warrior Woman is open. The Founders Prize will finish on the 31st of December. So if you are on the fence, know that at the moment, the Warrior Woman is available at a founder's price, which is $997. And that will go up on the 1st of January to $1,297. Okay. So if you're on the fence, but you like a bargain and you would like to head into 2024 having this incredible warrior training at your fingertips, then don't hesitate. The door is open. And if you have any questions about the program, just send me a message. I will pop the link to all of the details in this live, and I'd love to have you in it. It is Mace training is nothing like I have ever experienced before, and I've done a lot. I've done boxing, I've done jiu-jitsu, I've done weightlifting, I've done club bells, I've done kettlebell, but the steel mace just really speaks to me, and I think it speaks to most women. So if you want to jump on the feminine warrior movement and join us inside the Warrior Woman program, then I'd love to have you. But if you still just want to just kind of see what it's about, then I will be running more training in the group where I will teach you how to do it. Okay. I'm excited that people are ordering their maces for home, which is exciting. It's such a portable tool. Just chuck it at the back of the car. I usually put it under the kids' feet so that it doesn't roll around, and you can take it with you anywhere. It's easy and super fun. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you. Have a wonderful break too. I hope you had lovely Christmas holidays. I'm heading away up north for a week, so I will be very quiet after the 31st for about 5 days. I'm going to have a lovely 5 days with my partner surfing, and I'm definitely will be unplugging. Yeah, so I'm totally available till the 31st, and after that I'm going to go a little bit quiet. But if you still want to jump in the Warrior Woman program, the door is open, and I will be answering questions. So if you want to message me, please do so. I'm not going to go completely off the grid, but I'm definitely not going to be running any training or doing much posting. So lots of love to you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in just over a week's time.